Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, wherever you might be in the world right now. Today is Battle of the Stitches Reveal Day, and as I explained in my previous video, I'm doing these all together because I've actually finished my project and can show you, do all my videos at once and schedule them, which is great. So, what did I make? Did you guess right? Let's see. What I made was, whoops, a baby bib. Did you guess right? Little baby bib. As most of you may know, I do have a grandchild due on the 18th of May. So, you know, a baby bib seemed very fitting. Now, I need to change angles to sorry, I'm just making some notes for myself. Otherwise, my brain, there's a black hole in my brain and it sucks in all my memory. And I don't know where it goes after that. See, I don't even know what I was going to say. So, yeah, I've got to do a little tutorial. It really is very easy. You could almost just make it square. You know, there's no need to do this sort of bit of shaping at the top like I have done. I think if I were to do one again, I would probably just make it square with some, you know, like ties on it. It is very, very simple to make. I think I'm more talk you through it rather than show you through it because, yeah, it's just going to be a little bit easier. I don't want to go into reasons why it needs to be easier, but it'll be a bit easier. And I think the sun's, no, it hasn't gone behind a cloud. I don't know what's happened there. Anyway, stay tuned, and I'll do a sort of tutorial on how to make a little baby bib. Back in a minute. Okay, so let's look at how I created this. I am going to just make another one because you can never have enough bibs, right? I'm going to need to do a chain, an even number, and then add one for the, oh now I've lost my end. Then add one just to, for turning, and then I can start with my griddle stitch. I think that's this width is a pretty good size, so I'll stick with this. I can't remember what it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. I think I started with 30. Well, let's see. Oops. Oh dear, I hate cotton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Let's see what the width is like. Yeah, just a few more. 26, 27, 28, 29. I'll make it just 29, which is 28 plus the 1. Yeah, that's a pretty good width, I think. Okay, so basically I'm just going to work hang on, there we go. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I think about 18 or 17 rows of griddle stitch. So, just a moment. So, just a reminder again, with the griddle stitch, you work into the second chain, with a single, the next chain with a double, and that is basically your repeat. Single and double all the way across. You should start every row with a single and end every row with a double. And in that way you are always working your new stitch into the opposite stitch which you are making. So like if you're working a double crochet, you're working into a single crochet. If you're working a single crochet, you're working it into the double crochet. So you should not be putting double crochets into double crochets or single crochets into single crochets, just to clarify. So I I did a chain of 28 plus 1. That one was for my turning. And the first row always takes a little bit of extra time, as we know. So I will meet you at the end. And here we are at the last stitch, and a yarn knot. Okay, and it is a double crochet, which is just what I need. And then I just chain 1 and turn, and my first stitch is into a double crochet, so therefore it must be a single that I'm doing. The next stitch is a single, so I do a double crochet. You always start the row with a single and you end the row with a double. And you just alternate all the way down. And I think I said I did 17 rows, thereabouts. I think. Because there's 1, 2. It's not very easy to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 17 or 18 rows should just about do it. So once you've done 17 or 18 rows, come back and I'll just show you, and I'll show you how I did the, oh dear, I hate cotton. I mean, it's lovely to stuff to, use, but, like as in wearables and whatnot, but oh, it's a pain when it, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, come back when you've done 17 or 18 rows, or any length that you're happy with, and then I'll just show you how I did these little sections here. Yeah, okay, I'll see you in a little while. Okay, here we are. I've got it to, it's a little bit narrower than the other one, but I've got it to about the same length as the other one. So how I decreased for the edges was I did a single crochet but didn't complete it. Then I went into the single crochet with a double crochet but didn't complete it. And then I pulled through all, 4 loops. And then I just single crochet, double crochet. And I did that all the way across again. till I get to the other end, and just before I'll join you just before I get to the other end. I forgot to mention, when I get to the approximately halfway point, I think I had 28 stitches, so I'm going to count from this end. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 and 14. These two stitches here are my center 2, which I will mark with stitch markers. I won't lock them yet because I'm just about to work. Where's my yep, there it is. So I would just mark them so that I know where my approximately my halfway mark is for the 2 stitches, because I'm going to then decrease in the middle bit as well. So and I may as well just keep the camera running now, because it's not long really to the end. Did I mention what I used? What I'm using? Just in case I haven't, I will mention it again. I am using 100% 8-ply Bendigo Woolen Mills cotton, and it is extremely silky, extremely soft. It is the sort of wearable cotton that you could easily and can easily put onto, against a baby's skin. There is no way that this is going to be rough. It's not sugars and cream or peaches and cream or whatever they're called. It's very, very soft against the skin. So, I mean, this would also be ideal for cancer caps for people, because they would be very, very comfortable against the skin as well. Okay, so one more stitch and then I'm on to my last 2. And I've got a single crochet again, but I don't complete it. And then I go in and do a double crochet. I don't complete it, pull through all. Now, you will see that this is obviously my first stitch now, which is no longer a double crochet, but I remedied that by when I turned, I didn't work into the first stitch, which would be the decreased stitch. I went straight to the double crochet again with a single crochet. So effectively I'm sort of decreasing yet another stitch because I'm skipping the first stitch. And I work back and I do this, I slip the markers. I put the markers onto the new row. I'll meet you at the end just to show you how I tackle the end. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and because I want to end with a double crochet, my next stitch is a double crochet, but I still have the stitch from the previous row, which is my decrease. I just did a single crochet in there, and then when I turned, I skipped that first stitch and worked straight into my double crochet. Yeah, I worked straight into the double crochet with a single crochet. Okay, so I basically decreased another one because I skipped a stitch. Then I worked up to the stitch marker only. to decrease on that end, to decrease in the middle, just to give a bit of shape around the neckline. And I worked to within 2 stitches of the last of the stitch marker, sorry. Whoops, I've got to take one out. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably not showing this very well. So I've got 2 stitches remaining. So I do a double crochet but don't complete it. I do a single crochet but don't complete it, and I pull through all of them. Do a chain, and then I turn my work. Again, because I want to start with a single crochet in a double crochet, I skip the single crochet and went straight into the double crochet, which is effectively giving me another decrease. And then just worked across. And I get to the last 2 again, because that was, oh no, hang on, a double, yeah. I get to the last 2, you can see the last 2 V's at the top. Once again, I do a single crochet, and I do a double crochet. Oops, I finished that single crochet, sorry, I shouldn't have done that, because I'm going to do another decrease here. I really just made it up as I went along, as you can tell, because I'm making all sorts of blunders. And I pulled through, and chained 1, turned again. So my first stitch will be a double, there's a double there, so I go straight into that. Oh, did I do my chain? Yeah, I did my chain 1, and then I go into that, and then I've got 2 stitches effectively remaining. So I do a single and don't complete it, and I do a double, don't complete it, pull through all 3, and that's pretty much where I left it. It's going to be slightly different because I'm doing things slightly different, and snippers, these are do, and I cast that off. Then I turn the work, and I can take out that stitch marker, so I've only got the 1. Where's my double crochet? There's my double crochet, but I'm going to start, so I get a smoother edge. I'm going to join it in that decrease, okay, but I'm just going to join it with like a slip stitch. Then I'm just going to go straight into the double, is it my double? Yep, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into single crochet, sorry, into my double crochet. So now I can't remember, did I decrease? Yes, I did decrease again. So then a single and then a double, what have I done? Hang on. It's a single. I think oh no, that's right. That's a single. No, it's a double. So I skipped that one. See, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing it by ear. There's the double. So I do a single into there, a double into the single. That's better. And pull those two together, and then I do a double, single, one more. Oops, sorry. Oh, I'm not doing a brilliant job of this, am I? I'm sorry. I do apologize. Yep, a single. And we do a double, which we don't complete, and a single, which we don't complete. And then I pull through, chain one. I can now remove that marker, turn the work, and where am I? That's a single, and then there's a single, there's a double, there's a single, it's a double, single. Alright, so a single into there, a double into there, and pull through, and a single, double, yeah, and this is my last one, isn't it? Yep. Did I decrease at the end? Yeah, I did one last, or not. No, I didn't. Okay. And then I just work to the end and cast off. What am I doing? Single. And a double. I'm just going to slip stitch into there. So you get a bit of a better slope. And hopefully they will look fairly even. It's really, like I say, I seat of my pants. This is seat of my pants designing. This is, I should make notes, I know, but, when I sort of get onto a little trend or whatever, or get onto something, I just want to get it done. Okay, so, if you pair them up, they should be, as you can see, fairly even. Okay, so then I'm going to make these, and I'm going to put an edge around, a slip knot edge. I'm going to start down here. I'm not going to do a slip knot edge along the bottom because you've already got a nice neat V-stitch. So I'm going to start in the corner. With a slip knot, and then I just take it up, and I'm not really concerned about where I'm inserting this or how many stitches I'm doing. I'm just sort of putting it where it sort of fits. I'm just making sure that it's not too tight and not too loose, and making sure that the slip knots look reasonably the same length. But I think it was about one slip knot per row, give or take. Oops. Come on, get some cotton out. Okay. Where are we? There we are. You could just as easily do these as square bibs. You don't have to do the shaping at all. So you'd go maybe 20 rows, or however big you wanted them to be. If you wanted a really big bib, you know, you'd obviously you could go any size you wanted, any width, any height you wanted. I'm going cross-eyed because I can see in one eye the camera, and in the other eye I can see what I'm doing here, and it's, yeah, making me go all cross-eyed. Okay. We're almost at the top. If you look at the top, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. In the fifth one, that's where I'm going to put my chain. Let's see if there's 5 on this side, and if there's not, I'm going to pull my hair out. No, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Okay, so we just keep doing slip knots. All the way to that middle stitch. Get the ends out of the way. So 1, 2, 3. When I get to the third one, I go through, and then I'm going to, I think I did about 30 chain for the tie. You could do longer or shorter. It's really up to you. I think 30 is a good length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oops, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, maybe I only know, I think I did 30, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then I just simply flip over my work, and I just come back again with slip knots, slip stitches, all the way back down, which creates your thick cord for tying. Once again, you don't want it too tight or it will curl too much. You don't want it too loose or it won't look right. So yeah, you just got to sort of play it by ear. Try and match the size of the chain with your slip stitch or slip, whatever you want to call it. I keep going to call it a slip knot, but it's not a slip knot, is it? You can of course speed this bit up. I'll actually pause and come back when I'm down the bottom. Okay, so I'm back down to the bib top, and I slip stitch in the next two, and I basically just keep slip stitching back over here. Once again, when I get to the middle stitch, I'm going to chain 30 and slip stitch all the way back, and then just continue down to the bottom, so that I then have my completed bib with the edges and ties. And that is it. That is how I created the little bib. Thanks for watching. I hope it was understandable. I'm sorry, I'm not at my peak at the moment when it comes to creating, describing things and talking. So yeah, I hope you are able to follow along anyway. It's fairly, I think, straightforward. You don't, like I say, you don't have to do the decreases. If you don't want to, you could just as easily do a straight bib, and just sort of, you know, have the tie coming out, sort of at that point of each side, and that would work just as well. Or if you wanted, you could have it coming from the corner, whatever you were, you know, comfortable with, whatever you wanted. So yeah, okay, I will leave it there, and don't forget to check out everybody else's reveal. Go to their comments. I'm not sure how whether, because we're going to have 6, I believe, this time. So we may have to do 2 posts, one with 4 people and one with 2 people, or one with 3 and one with 3, but you only vote once in one of the comments. And yeah, but I'll have to check and make sure that we've got 6. Other than that, if we haven't got 6, I'll probably just put a vote for 4 again, everybody else except for myself. And then if you want to vote for me, you can go to another post in another person's channel to vote for me. Okay, but I'll put all that information in when we get to it. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.